Hey everybody, it's ScomletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today I'll be playing this week's Midweek Magic Event, which is going to be Momir. Momir is a format where generally you have a deck of just 60 basic lands, and then the way that you play spells is by spending X mana, discarding a card, and getting a random creature with mana value X. So usually it's a very random, very swingy format. It's pretty much decided on luck as well as how well you can maneuver cluttered board states during combat, how well you can figure out when you should and shouldn't attack, all of that kind of stuff. However, there is a twist this time around, which they don't even mention in the blurb here, and that twist is that these decks are going to have a few non-land cards this time around. They're going to be some big multicolored spells, so those can change the course of the game when you have something that you know you can do on a certain turn, instead of having to just keep dumping your mana into doing something completely blind. So it should be an interesting event this time around. I'm interested to see. I feel like that goes against the spirit of Momir to me. I like that it's just all random all the time. I do enjoy these Momir events whenever they come on. It's a pretty fun event to play every once in a while, so I like that they do have it as a every now and then event and not something that's just constantly on Arena. But we'll see. Maybe these multicolored cards will make the format pretty splashy. As this is a midweek Magic event, the event is completely free, and we get a free rare reward for our first 2 wins, as well as a mystery cosmetic for our 3rd win. That cosmetic can be anything from a card style to a sleeve to an avatar. So the mystery cosmetic varies a lot in how good it can be, because just one random parallax card style, not that exciting, but if you get a brand new avatar out of it, that's pretty sick. So yeah, that is all the information you need to know about Midweek Magic and Momir. So without further ado, let's hop into this event and see what they've done to Momir this time around. All right, here we are, game 1. As you can see, we have a Ravager's Mace and an Assure and Assemble as the cards we can definitely play. None of those seem massively exciting, so I'm probably just going to keep playing random creatures for a little while here. Since I'm on the play, I'm going to start making creatures on turn 3. That's generally how you do it in Magic Online, because on Magic Online you really want to hit 8 mana, because that's where a lot of the powerful creatures are. But on Magic Arena, because it's mostly newer creatures, the difference between the power level of like 7 and 8 mana creatures isn't that high, so you could start making creatures on turn 2 if you really want, even if you're on the play. So Welcoming Vampire actually does seem very useful here. We can potentially draw extra cards if we get any power 2 or less creatures onto the board, and normally card draw in Momir is not particularly exciting, but in this Momir, where we actually do have some non-land cards in our deck, that's going to be really nice. Generally in Momir, it doesn't matter too much, because the way it works is you draw your card and then you discard it to Momir, that's it. So every card draw you get is just like one more land you could potentially play. Not that explosive. Once you're already at 8 mana, making 9 mana stuff isn't that big of a difference when it's all random anyway. But when we've got several like not random like spells we can actually play around with, that might be pretty sweet to draw some cards here. So we're conniving with Revel Ruiner. I like Rip Apart, but Unleash the Inferno seems just like better. We need to get a green source for it, but I'll hold on to Unleash the Inferno. It's going to kill more cards from our opponents. This will be a safety valve against pretty much anything I think they could get on average, up to like 8 mana even. Anything with 7 or less toughness, that will kill a lot of cards. So I don't think... Yeah, the card that they hit last turn just had an enter the battlefield effect, doesn't matter now. Ferrica's Spawn has an escape effect, which is not going to matter. I probably shouldn't trade my Menace into that 3/2. This has an escape effect, but it doesn't matter because it is a token, so it cannot come back from the grave. At 5 mana, we get a Drider, a 4/3 reach, and if it ever deals combat damage to an opponent, we just spit out a 2/1 Menace Spider. 2/1 Menace and Reach. Things are going pretty solid here. We have a couple evasive creatures, a Menace card and a Flyer. They're going to rip apart our Drider, though, so they can go ahead and hit in for 6, but that means they only get a 3 mana creature this turn. Their 3-mana creature is going to be Chief of the Foundry, buffing any other artifact creatures they get. They're going to hold back Fairy Caspon so that they can double block the Menace. Yep, just hit for 3 here. We've got our green source now, so we could cast Assemble if we just want 3 2/2s with Vigilance and to draw a card. Could Unleash the Inferno here. Excess damage is dealt, destroy an artifact with mana value less than or equal to. So 3 excess damage would be dealt. This has mana value 3. Oh, Unleash the Inferno is going to be nasty here. Blow up Fairy Caspon and Chief of the Foundry. Seems good. Yeah, they're going to scoop them up. That was just really rude. The 2-for-1 removal from Unleash the Inferno, and then we hit for 6. They're down to 6 life. They need something really good next turn. Would I make a 2-drop here? I'd probably make a 2-drop here would be my plan. I might even discard a Sure Assemble and just make a 3-drop. Unless I already played a land. I already played a land, I think. But yeah, I'd probably make a 2-drop because I have Welcoming Vampire that let us draw a card off of almost any 2-mana creature in the game. If we hit a 3-power 2-mana creature, that'd be a little sad, but yeah, pretty solid stuff from Unleash the Inferno there. It'll be 1 and 0. Let's see what our random rare reward is. Aura Skyclave Hierophant, a 4-mana 3/3 lifelink. When it or another cleric you control dies, return a cleric with lesser mana value from your graveyard to the battlefield. It's a nice little cleric tribal card. I know there was a pretty good black-white clerics kind of life gain deck running around in Historic. It's probably still pretty good in Explorer. Don't know if that card fits into it though. Seems a little expensive at 4 mana for a 3/3. The cleric deck I can think of is all about really stacking up your life gain triggers, so it's really about like the white-black 2/2 cleric that you gain a life when you play a cleric, and it gets a +1/+1 counter whenever you gain life. And then there's like the 3-mana 2/4 Angel Cleric that you gain life equal to every cleric's toughness when they enter the battlefield. Seems like a cool deck. Alright, here we are now in game 2. Just getting things set up here. Nobody's going to want to play a 1-mana creature. See if our opponent wants to start things on 2. Nope. I am on the draw, so I am pretty fine to start things on 2. I actually like Invigorating Hot Spring a lot in this format. And Mr. Orfeo. Marit is also pretty cool, but I have no islands right now, so it's going to take a very long time before we're casting Marit of the Frost. We have equal distribution of every color in this deck, I'm pretty sure. So if you have like a double blue card in hand and you don't have a single island yet, it's probably pretty fair to just discard that. Alright, here's Invigorating Hot Spring to set things up. What does this even do? Whenever it blocks, we get an energy, and I can spend 3 energy to draw a card. Well, maybe I'll draw a card off of that at some point. Not right now, though. Could attack with a 6-power Mr. Orfeo if I just play this, put a counter on it, and swing in. I'd almost rather get a random creature though, because a random 4-mana creature on average will probably have more than 2 power, and then we also put a counter on it with Hot Spring and send it in, and then next turn we play Orfeo and it'll attack just monstrously. This might be a little greedy, but that's going to be my plan here. Try to get a higher power creature this turn. Well, now that I think of it, because Invigorating Hot Spring really enables some nasty stuff here. If Mr. Orfeo just doesn't die this turn, then I just haste my 5-drop instead, and that will definitely be bigger than 2 power, and have that get the double power from Orfeo, the boulder. Yeah, Invigorating Hot Spring actually just seems nuts in Momir. Ooh, Havoc Gesture, they can make that a 6/6 haste here. And just slam. That would be a bold move from our opponent though, because they know whatever we play is going to get haste and double its power, which could just lethal them. So here's the moment of truth. Do they attack or not? They do not attack. They're going to play it safe. Probably the right thing to do. We'll find out here when we go for our 5-drop. We get a 5-power thing that would have attacked for 10. So yeah, I would say probably was the right thing to do. because they would probably rather trade into that than take 10. Yep. The trade happens. Turn 6 from our opponent, they can get a 6 mana card. 6 mana cards tend to be very powerful, however there is one that will make you lose the game immediately. Demon Lord Bells Unlock. The longer Arena's been out though, the less likely that card is to get hit. It's like a 1 out of 400 or something at this point, I think. But it is still funny, it is still an aspect of the format that exists. It's the Phage the Untouchable of Arena Momir. In Magic Online Momir, you have Phage the Untouchable, which is... oh, that's just lethal. That's just lethal, because Orfeo plus Hot Spring is disgusting. On Magic Online Momir, you have Phage the Untouchable, which is a 5 mana like Death Toucher, and if you cast... when she enters the battlefield, if you didn't cast her from your hand, you lose the game. So that's kind of... that was the original Demon Lord Bells Unlock. On Arena, we have Demon Lord Bells Unlock at 6 mana, which is... when he enters the battlefield, you exile cards till you hit a non-land card with a certain mana value. So in regular Momir, you would mill your whole deck. I guess in this mode, because of the multicolored spells, you wouldn't actually die to a Demon Lord Bells Unlock anymore. That's kind of sad. That was always a fun occurrence whenever it happened, because it was pretty rare. All right, so we're 2-0 here. Really lucky hit on that last turn, getting a Flying Dragon, 4/4 Flying Dragon that deals 4 when it enters the battlefield, just for exact lethal. 4 when it enters the battlefield, then make it a 5-power haste creature, then attack with it, double its power for 10 in the sky. Exact lethal. Absolutely disgusting stuff there. And we get Nadar Selfless Paladin as our rare reward. This was a card I liked a lot in Adventures of the Forgotten Realms. Loved drafting with that card. Really fun venture into the dungeon enabler here. Nice card. So now we're heading into round 3, where the mystery cosmetic is on the line. However, even if we lose this round, we get to just keep playing as long as it takes to get that final win. We have an Ancient Lumberknot. That is a really interesting addition here for Momir. Like, it might pop off, but it might not. That's a pretty fun one. I feel like Mr. Orfeo and Invigorating Hot Spring, those are the kind of cards that are literally always going to be good with whatever random creatures you hit. But Ancient Lumberknot is like, well, maybe you hit some big stuff. Like I hit my 2 mana 0/4 last game that didn't have Defender, so I could attack with that. That would have been solid. So our opponent is going aggro. I like it. Go for the turn 1 Pious Wayfarer, discarding a flashback card. So it makes a lot of sense. It's basically a free discard there, and they still have the ability to cast this Corpse Gobble just on the flashback effect, where they can sacrifice any number of creatures and then turn them all into one big XX with Menace, where X is the power of everything they sacrificed. Turn 2, they get the Sinister Starfish. That's a pretty good card. Surveil here. Surveil every turn. So I'm going to start on turn 2 as I generally do, because... on the draw, if you start on turn 2, you're still going to make it to 8 mana. Plus, 1 mana creatures fall off incredibly quickly. 1 and 2 mana creatures become irrelevant really quick, because your average 3 mana creature, I'd say 99% of 3 mana creatures just make an opposing 1 mana creature completely irrelevant. Croaking Counterpart. That is also a pretty great card, Momir. Especially against a 1/1 creature already, so they literally just 3 mana get an exact copy of our Lizard Blades. An opponent has both of those cards available to flashback later, which is really strong. 2/3 first strike. When it becomes tapped, to discard a card to draw a card. Certainly a pretty solid blocker here. Lizard Blades is actually pretty horrifying for later in the game. Putting Lizard Blades onto your 5 or 6 mana creature can lead to a massive amount of damage. So we are definitely at the disadvantage here, but with the randomness of Momir, you never know what way it's going to go. Our opponent gets a 4-mana 3/3, but if they manage to get any enchantment creatures off the Momir Emblem, that'll be flying till end of turn. If they have any enchantments in their deck, I'm not sure. They don't have a way to look at the Momir deck lists in this Midweek Magic event. At least on Arena. Maybe they have it posted on their website or something. But I don't think they do. Charity Extractor. Alright, well. It's going to be one of those long games of Momir. We're going to be chilling. Staring each other down until something explosive happens. Yeah, opponent in the massive lead here where they got the 2 extra cards to flashback and grave. Uh-oh, do they have enchantment in hand? Like a guaranteed enchantment here? Or are they just hoping for one off of Momir? Yeah, they're just gonna see if they hit a random enchantment creature. Nope, just a Wingsteed Rider. I don't know when they put Wingsteed Rider on Arena. That's pretty cool. That card was pretty great in original Theros draft a long time ago. They could just be wanting to attack with a 3/3 double strike here. They could kill our Lizard Blades if we double block with these two. If we double block with these two, they only kill one of these also, so we just do that. Thanks to the first strike here, they can't just like first strike away our 2/3 and not have their creature die, because we're also dealing first strike damage. So that seems like a pretty good block to me. It's looking like this Ancient Lumberknot might just not happen. So even just a 2/2 flyer is pretty good in Momir. Just any evasiveness is threatening. We definitely hope for anything to block it, and there we go, 2/4 flyer to block the 2/2 flyer. Perfect. And if we cast any instants or sorceries, that'll get +2/+0 until end of turn. I'm sure there's a few. Our opponent has Croaking Counterpart, so we know that's in the deck at least. But this card's probably not going to be particularly explosive or combo-centric. So our opponent can put their Lizard Blades onto their flyer and still attack in and trade into our 2/4 flyer if they want. They can just dump all their mana into another creature. It's probably what I would do. Wow, opponent's getting some pretty good luck here. Another flyer here off of the 3-drop. And this one can give any of their other creatures flying. If we draw removal, we are throwing it at that card at just the moment we hit it. That card's incredibly good, Momir. Marita of the Frost. We really need the green source now. For now, we kind of have to just play 6-drop and hope we find removal that way. Maybe a Dream Eater or something like that. At this point, we're just discarding the Lumberknot, even though we have high toughness stuff. I actually need another blue source as well. Oh, the Devotion's 0. It's not counting the mana costs on the tokens. That's sad. Why does it even show the mana cost on the tokens if it's not counting that to our Devotion? If the mana costs counted, that would have been the removal we needed to get rid of this card. Pretty sure this card's just going to kill us. An effect like this that can give any of your creatures evasion. It's very brutal in Momir, again, because it's a format full of just board stalls. So any way to jump over the board stalls is a pretty quick way to win the game. Especially when you can put it on any other creature, so when they play some kind of really big creature, like just a 6/6 or something, and then just start making that flying every turn, that's going to be nasty. Oh yeah, they also have spells that target their creatures in their grave with the Croaking Counterpart, which makes their 2/2 flyer even better. Turn into a 3/3 flyer double strike. Guess I should have equipped Lizard Blades, because then I could still trade with it off a block with my 2/4. Swarm Guildmage. I don't have a green source, Swarm Guildmage. Get out of here. Alright, we're discarding Marit, because we need another island and forest for them. Okay, we're going to equip there, and we're going to make a 5-drop. We're going to hope our opponent cannot target their Wingsteed Rider again. All right, well, 3/3 and a 2/2. That's something. Pass the turn. And Mr. Orfeo, we're dead. That's 12 damage. Six in the first strike step, so we can't kill it. Ooh, rip apart. Rather destroy their lizard blades? Or their 3/3 flyer? I don't think it matters too much because of Ghostlit Drifter. We're probably going to die either way, but then again, because of Ghostlit Drifter, we have to destroy lizard blades instead of their flyer. I guess I need to get my random creature first, and that could change what I want to do here. If I get really lucky off this random creature, and this card can deal with one of those, then I'll have Rip Apart deal with the other one. Okay. So I do have a 3/4 flyer now. So I think it is Rip Apart the lizard blades. And now I can block the 3/3 flyer, but it's going to be a 6/3 flyer. But I still get to trade into it. What is this one? A 1/1 Wingsteed Rider. Okay. What do they have here? We know they have a Corpse Cobble. They've also got one card in hand here. That could be just a random Momir creature, or it could be some kind of powerful spell. They're just going to go straight to combat here, get our 3/4 flyer off the board, I'm assuming. I'm actually really happy with this trade. I think I'm happier with this trade than I would have been with the trade for the Wingsteed Rider, because of that card's ability to just give any of their other creatures flying. Oh no. Swarm Guildmage, they can give their entire board Menace. That can also get us pretty quick, but most of their board's still pretty small here, and we've got 7 mana, so start getting some big things. Hope that our big things can match the just width of their board over there. Yeah, that's a big thing. Target creatures -3/-0. -2/-0. -1/-0. There you go. Spread the love around. Now they have 3 total power on their board until our next turn, correct? Until our next turn, they have 3 power on their board. We definitely don't want our Double Striker to die, but I think pretty much everything else can attack in kind of freely. We worry about getting hit for like 4 or 5 off of them giving their field menace. I guess they could Corpse Cobble here. That's based on power, though, not toughness. Yes, so they could still only have 3 power to block with. Let's leave Charity Extractor back. That's a very good blocker. Play it moderately safe here. I was going to say they could block most of this, but we get to kill 1 of their cards. Or deal 3. There's pretty much no reason not to send this attack in. It'd be pretty hard for them to come up with a powerful crackback at us. They're going to go for a 6-drop. They get a Pyre Spawn. 6/4 when it dies deals 3 to one of our cards. Pretty great. I'm not like incredible, but pretty solid for the cost. Ooh, Law Mage's Binding. I am a big enjoyer of that. Because I want to cast that, I'm not really going for a Momir card this turn now. So now I Lizard Blades onto the 5/5 flyer. Send in for 10. And then we Law Mage's Binding their other flyer and just try to kill them in 2 flying attacks here. Oh wow, they're not going to block at all. Okay. I think they can find lethal here or something. Yeah, I mean, we're going to Law Mage's Binding the 3/3 flyer. And I guess they can just chump block the flyer next turn, if that is the plan. So Law Mage's Binding, it stops activated abilities attacking and blocking. I guess I could have thrown that on Swarm Guild Mage. I think it's better to put it on the flyer. Problem with Law Mage's Bindings, we have to do it before they declare attacks, so they know their damage will be less. If this were a removal that we could use after they declare attacks, then I could use it on whenever they double up with Mr. Orfeo, and that would really, really get them. Okay, they've played their land, so we know nothing in hand here. Just a Corpse Cobble they can't afford right now. Law Mage is Binding the big flyer. Double block the 7/4 Menace. Double block whatever they double, which probably shouldn't be the 7/4 because it's already just a huge attacker. Probably double Orfeo, I guess. Looks like the plan. Yep, double Orfeo. So we block Orfeo in the 7/4 here. And then we win, right? Because we survive this, and they can do 3 damage to something, but that can't kill anything on our board. So we just have a 5/5 flying double strike that will get in. And that is game. It's going to be 3-0 for the Momir event. Really interesting event, actually. I really didn't think I would like Momir with other cards in the deck, but they're pretty interesting. They definitely seem like the kind of cards generally that are going to just like amplify the cards that you randomly got off of Momir. So your random cards still impact the game quite a bit, because, you know, even I would think our least random game was the game where we had Invigorating Hot Springs and Orfeo, because I mean we could just put a counter on any creature and start attacking with it and doubling its power. It doesn't really matter exactly what that creature is, but it's still like literally just making the random creature that we got a lot better. It's not like we were gonna win without playing creatures from the Momir Emblem. I'm sure you could draw a hand where you could win without using the Momir Emblem once, but it seems like a very rare thing. So I think I'm pretty fine with this as the Momir event this time around. I don't want this to be Momir every time. I do like the pure random Momir a lot, but seems like a nice little experiment with it. Pretty fun time. Either way, completely free event. Get some free stuff. We got a card sleeve this time, which is pretty nice. A card back. So yeah, some pretty good stuff out of this event, but that is going to end today's video. As always, if you enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so the YouTube algorithm sends some more of these videos to yourself and others. I will be back again very soon with some more chromatic cube drafts. I might try an Innistrad Midnight Hunt quick draft. That's not the most exciting format in the world, but we haven't drafted Midnight Hunt in a while, so we might do one of those. But primarily in the next week here, we're going to be doing a lot more Chromatic Cube drafts, and then we have the launch of the Battle for Baldur's Gate draftable set coming out July 7th. So that'll be the next big set we'll be doing a lot of drafts of. Some great stuff on the horizon. Very excited for all that. But as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.